Welcome. Here we're going to look at a new series of piano anthologies, The Joy of Graded Piano, edited by Andrew Eales. And I'm going to play one piece from each book just so we get a little sample of what's available. There are 5 books in this series, taking us through grades 1 to 5 according to the UK graded system. And each book has 24 pieces in it, which I think is a good selection. And within each book, there is plenty of variety. That's what we want from any anthology, isn't it? Let's begin with a piece from the grade 1, but we're going to work our way gradually up. And the piece I've chosen is called Northwest of Inverness. I like it very much, but I'm recording this partly because I'm recording this 40 minutes east of Inverness. Inverness is the UK's northernmost city, has Loch Ness coming into it from the southwest, the Moray Firth coming in from the east, and northwest of Inverness is that very top bit of Britain. It's very exposed, rugged, mountainous. I often see the mountains snow-capped at this time of year across the Moray Firth from where I am. There aren't many roads, there aren't many people, and of course John O'Groats is right at the very top. So it's very, very rugged Scotland. The piece of music uses what's called a rhythm that's called a Scotch snap. It's this. Where we have short, long, where much more common is long, short, long, short. That sort of snap on the beat, and that rhythm is dotted around throughout this piece. One other little detail, much of it is made of 2-bar phrases, the melody in the right hand. But there are no phrase marks in the left hand. So when I play this, you'll notice that my left hand is actually, I've decided, to follow the phrasing of the right hand. Northwest of Inverness by Graham Lynch. We're going to listen to just 5 pieces out of 5 times 24, out of 120 pieces. So I can't hope to give you a good broad sweep of everything that's available here. But rest assured that there is lots and lots of variety here. We have old, we have new, we have major, we have minor, we have fast, we have slow. We have music from here, there and everywhere. All sorts of different styles. There are jazzy styles, there's contemporary, there's ancient. It is all there. It's a really good selection. I wonder, did Andrew Eales select it on his own, or was there some consulting going on as well? Whatever, they've come up with a great series. The second piece I'd like to play is Hopping by Dmitri Kabalevsky. You know, when you hop, you go from one foot to the same foot. Now there's an idea in this piece. He starts off, Kabalevsky, with these runs up the piano, 5 notes, 5 fingers, it's great. Easy peasy. But then later on we have this idea where he's hopping And the fingering I'm doing at the moment is what's in the book, and it's logical because we are going to pass the thumb under to get ready for the leap. But perhaps a little bit perverse, I like to hop. So what I'm going to do is hop from the fifth to the fifth, further, and hop an octave, because that ties in with the title and it makes it fun. It's like I'm playing a game with the piece. Hopping by Dmitri Kabalevsky. The books have been very carefully produced. It's printed on off-white cream-coloured paper, which I like very much. My aged, tired eyes appreciate that. It's beautifully laid out on the page. Clearly lots of thought has gone into that. Right size font, really easy to read. I appreciate that very much. Our next piece is the Almond Tree, and this is an example of, in an anthology, we want to discover new stuff, don't we? There might well be pieces that we already know or composers we already know, but we want for it to broaden our mind and to think, oh, let's try that. And this is a piece that a name I knew, but I haven't played much of her music. And this is a beautiful piece, the Almond Tree. Grading piano music is a tricky thing to do, and Andrew Eales admits in his preface that it's not an exact science. Our next piece illustrates this very well, I think. I looked through, this is the grade 4 book we're on now, and we have this Andante sostenuto by Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn, one of those composers who died in his 30s, like Mozart and Schubert, Gershwin, Mendelssohn, Chopin. It makes me look at my own life and wonder what I've been up to. But this particular piece, it's in a grade 4 anthology, and I played it and I thought, this is actually quite tricky for grade 4. And then I reminded myself that it was a Trinity grade 7 piece in 2021-23. So before you raise your eyebrows too much and get too hand-on hippie about it, I then started to think, well, why is it here? There are quite a lot of notes. We've got accompaniment and melodies. We've got things to sing out and accompaniments to put in. There are fingering issues to sort out, so we don't run out of fingers, but that's the case always. But then I thought, in fact, technically, physically at the piano, there's nothing here that a grade 4 pianist couldn't wrap their head around. It's got a good length to it. Again, why shouldn't a grade 4 pianist be able to cope with it? So I think this is a brave decision. I think it's a good decision. An anthology ought to have pieces that challenge a grade 4 piano brain, shouldn't it? So this is a good example of one. This Andante sostenuto by Felix Mendelssohn. I've alluded already to how a good anthology should broaden our minds and we should be discovering new things. And the last piece is an example of that for me. I have a composer whose name I have never ever seen before, to my shame. And another plus of this anthology is Andrew Eales, before each piece, has given us two things. He's given us a short sentence on the composer, just enough to tickle our interest and make us do our own research. And then he gives us a short sentence on just a few ways into thinking about the music. Let me just share with you what he wrote for Harry Thacker Burley's piece that I'm about to play. It's called Through Moanin Pines. Love it. Burley was a pioneering African-American composer, notable for including sacred folk song in his music. This work comes from his piano suite From the Southland and is prefaced by poetic text that resonates human sadness against the natural world. And then specifically about this piece from a pianist's perspective, while allowing the main tune to dominate, highlight inner voice interest such as the syncopation in bars 13 to 16. Larger chords may be arpeggiated upwards. So straight away he's given us a solution for these big chords that we'll see, and given us a little way into starting to work on this piece. Here is Through Moanin Pines by Harry Thacker Burley. Thank you for being with me. I have played 5 pieces out of 120. There is lots more variety than the 5 that I've played, but I hope that's given you a little way in. And this isn't an advert, heaven forbid, but I do rank it. I think it's a very good selection of music. 120 pieces there, lots to discover, lots of variety. And I'm minded in time to produce some playlists devoted to these books. More of those when I've done them in the descriptions down below. Enjoy your piano practice. Thank you very much for being with me. Take care. Bye-bye for now.